Chicago Bears, meet your new defensive coordinator. His name is Mike Pettine. And if a lot of you Chicago Bears fans are wondering, like, that name sounds very, very familiar, it is because he has been going up against your team on defense for quite some time now. So he used to be the defensive coordinator for the Packers, and he was the defensive coordinator for the Packers last season. So the Packers ranked ninth in total defense last season under Pettine. But again, we all know what happened towards the end of the season. They ended up playing Tom Brady and the Bucks, and they ended up kind of falling apart on defense. But I mean, and Mike Pettine, he was recently replaced by Joe Barry, which we did a video on him. Um, but yeah, like I mean, let's be honest here, Nate. I'm gonna be honest with you. Despite me not like I'm not the biggest fan of the Bears or the Packers, but they got a good pick here, the Chicago Bears. See, here's the thing. Chicago Bears have been such a good defense for the past few years, correct? Since they got Khalil Mack, they've been such a good defense. Right. So when you're ranked probably top 10 for like the past 3 years, you cannot settle for anything less. I mean, obviously, as every Bears fan knows, Chuck Pagano retired, and I wish him a smooth, an enjoyable retirement. Like, God bless that man. He recovered from cancer, and he's been a very successful defensive coordinator, a very successful head coach, so he deserves that retirement. But when we're really talking about it, right? You cannot settle for anything less. You're not going to go from Chuck Pagano, who's a very, very good defensive coordinator, to some guy who's average. Mike Pettine ranked top 10 last year in defense for the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers had some defensive tools, but in my eyes, Green Bay Packers didn't even have nearly half of what the Chicago Bears have right now. When you talk about the Chicago Bears, we can go on and on. And like I've told you, this is the most roughneck football team I think I've ever seen on defense. You know what I'm saying? Every single one of them play with grit and toughness. You got, obviously, we're going to start with Khalil Mack, that monster. Then we got Akeem Hicks, that monster. Then we have, we got the corners, Eddie Jackson, and we have Fuller. We have, what do you call it? We have Fuller. Then we have, excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm running out of like players. Let me start again, okay? You know what? Apologies to me. Let me start again, okay? We start off with Khalil Mack. Then we got Akeem Hicks. Then we go Eddie Jackson, and then you have Kendall Fuller. And I mean, when you really look at it, they have such a great, great defense. And I think Pettine he's really got a blessed defense on him. You know what I'm saying? It's good when the defense can really help you. And I think the Chicago's Bears defense is one of the best defenses I think I've seen. Adrian Amos, that's another great defensive player. So I got no doubt in my mind that the Bears are going to have another successful defensive season. And I mean, when you really look at it, they absolutely they absolutely play very, very hard on defense. And I'm not the biggest Chicago Bears. I'm not even a big Chicago Bears fan. I don't like the Bears. I'm a Vikings fan. Everybody knows that who watches this. But I'm not afraid to admit when they have such a great defense. And excuse me, it was Kyle Fuller. I always get my Fullers mixed up. I keep forgetting that Kendall Fuller is on a different team. I keep forgetting that Kendall Fuller is on the Washington football team, so it is Kyle Fuller. My bad. But they have Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson, who I think are two great secondary players. Then you got Danny Trevathan, a very good linebacker. Then you have the outside linebacker Robert Quinn. Age is on him, but he's still playing at a very high level. Then you have Roquan Smith, who was a great linebacker coming out of Georgia. Jalen Johnson. I mean, come on, Nate. This is a great, great defense. What do you call it? Brent Urban. He looks like from what I've seen this year, he seems like a very, very good player. Tayshaun Gibson Sr., he's decent. So they have a very, very good defense. And I think Mike Pettine is really going to help this defense. I really do. So I mean, with that being said, I'm sorry for all the errors that I made for the defensive players, but just know that the Chicago Bears are such a great defense that Mike Pettine is really a good acquisition for the Chicago Bears. And I do expect the Chicago Bears to excel under Mike Pettine and kind of continue that domination that the Bears hold on defense. So with that being said, I'll pass it on to you, Nate.
Bears are not your team. Anyway, congratulations to Mike Pettine and the Chicago Bears. Yeah, man, I absolutely agree with everything you said. I mean, Mike Pettine's coached the Packers defense for quite some time now. How many years did he do it again? 3, 4, 3 years. Yeah, 3. Yeah, he's been the Packers defensive coordinator for 3 years now. And like you said, the like everybody you mentioned, the Bears have more talent on defense than the Packers, and I think this is a good fit for Mike Pettine. Now, obviously, the Bears have been struggling a lot these last couple years, and obviously the reason why, of course, one of the biggest reasons why is because they don't have a quarterback. And I think that's what the Bears need to look for next. Now they got the defensive coordinator, and we all know they have a great defense. They're clicking on all four cylinders. A very scary defense. Now it's up to the Bears to go out and either find a quarterback or draft one. I think they'll have better luck of drafting one than they will of actually getting one, in my opinion. But that should be their next move. So I do expect Mike Pettine to do great things here in Chicago. Um, uh, I don't know if I would consider them a playoff team. I mean, I guess you could. If they get a quarterback, then maybe, yeah. Well, actually, no. If they do get a quarterback, then yeah, they would. But as for Mike Pettine, I think this is a great fit for him. I mean, like you said, all that talent on the team. The Bears just need to get that quarterback and get rid of Matt Nagy, and you're good. Obviously, of course, I wish everybody the best of luck. I'm just making jokes out here, but anyway, all jokes aside, good luck to Matt Pettine. Mike Pettine, excuse me. I'm making errors now too, Mario. But anyway,
we're not talking right in this topic.
Oh man. Anyway, congratulations to Mike Pettine and the Chicago Bears, and good luck to both of them. I'm excited to see this defense play.